When I met my wife, met in 2000, April 28th of 2000, met on a blind date at a family restaurant, and October 2005 was when I married my wife. When we had gotten married, we had the first business had started, the landscape company, and then we immediately conceived. So I went into, okay, I've got to build this business that will sustain both of us and the child. But that quickly converted to a level of just, I was in my 20s, I was way more successful than I thought I could ever be, and I really thought it was because of me. And it was probably 2010 where I built something, it was all about me, and then it wasn't what it was supposed to be or anywhere near as grand, or it was bad. And then in 2011, that's where the crisis happened in the business, and we were on the verge of losing everything. I was stubborn, I was prideful, I was arrogant. I had it all figured out. I was better than you, I was smarter than you, I knew more than you. Even though behind the curtain, it was in shambles and falling apart.
He was not active at all. He never changed a diaper. And then we would fight and argue about that, and then we grew to resent each other. And I told him, I'm like, it's counseling or we're going to the courthouse. And so we went to counseling. It was faith-based. When we would leave, we would have this sense of peace. And I just remember, like, this feels really good. And then we would pray when it was over. So then when we had the next hard time, we're like, you know what? Let's go a step further. Let's just start going to church. Let's just dive in. One of the first times we did come to 1122 was Song of Solomon. And it was how to be a husband and how to be a wife.
Pastor Stone, he said something that just has stuck with me ever since. And it was, I am the man of my house with heavy, heavy, heavy influence from my spouse, which to me meant I am obligated to these people to make that decision right. And in that obligation, it's my responsibility to make sure that they're involved in what that decision making was. And my script flipped completely. And that's when we surrendered. It was no longer like me trying to make the business successful or me try to figure out how am I going to pay for college tuition? How am I going to pay for this? It was just like, I have a duty to this family to live like the word says I'm supposed to live and to point them to this. And that is my main focus.
Honestly, I think when he started to change for the better and become a better husband and a better father, I knew God was working. And I gave everything up and I said, whatever you're working in him is working through me and is working down to our kids. And it really does start with him, the head of the house. Everybody has a choice. And he did have a choice that he could keep feeding his ego and things could keep going the way they were, or he could follow God and change everything. And I'm very grateful that he chose to follow God.
Are things great? Not all the time. Do we have hardships? Did I lose a sibling? Have I struggled before in business still? All that, but I navigated all that with the comfort that he is above all things. He is in control of all things. If the tomb is empty, anything is possible. Something good will come from this. I promise you. That's more rewarding than anything that everyday life people would consider success.